Hello, everybody. Thank you for your interest in being a social media booster for Glean Kentucky. And let's get started here. So, to start with, I'd like to talk a little bit about what is Glean Kentucky, what we do, and why you'd want to support our mission. Glean Kentucky is a group of volunteers. It's mainly volunteer based. We have over 300 volunteers that we use a year. And we go out and collect or harvest the extra food from farms, orchards, supermarkets, or farmers markets, and then we give it to hunger programs in Fayette and surrounding counties. So as you can see, sometimes this means that we're out in the field harvesting, and then sometimes that means that we are at supermarkets picking up boxed food. So this is an example of volunteers picking up apples at Reed Valley Orchard in Paris, Kentucky. So why is it that we would want to do this? Well, 40% of the food grown in America is never eaten, which is a lot. That means that we are not only wasting food that could be eaten, but we are wasting precious natural resources. And if you look in the top right-hand corner of that infogram, with the 40% mark, 2 billion people could be fed for a year. And when you think about the amount of fresh fruits and vegetables that are wasted, it actually goes up to about 52% on average of fruits and vegetables are being wasted. So that's a lot of food that is never actually eaten. And that seems particularly surprising and also wrong when you also look at the amount of people that don't have enough food. In Kentucky alone, about 750,000 people don't know where their next meal is going to come from. And that's really what they mean when they talk about food insecurity. So across Kentucky, it's a little over 17%. In Fayette County, it's a little over 15%. But that still equates to a lot of people that are struggling to get enough food. And then on the flip side of that, there is still all that food that is being wasted. So Glean Kentucky started as sort of a solution to that problem of food waste and also of food insecurity in 2010. And we started off gleaning or collecting food at only farms and orchards, so we were doing it only during the harvest season, which was about 5 months. And in the first year that we did it, we were able to glean about 37,000 pounds of food, which seemed like a lot then. But since then, we have just grown by leaps and bounds. And last year, in 2013, we were able to glean over 140,000 pounds of food just in that year. And instead of only working with farms and orchards, now we work with supermarkets as well. So we are literally collecting food 365 days a year, and that often means that we are going out to several different places on one day. So far this year, we have continued growing, and that statistic is through March 4th, but we are through May now, and we have picked up over 40,000 pounds of food this year and are well on track to collect over 200,000 with just 2014. So the way that we put this all together is through 3 easy steps, basically, is we take a source of food. That picture is from the Bluegrass Farmers Market, and of the different stalls, the farmers, at the end of the day, if they have extra produce that they can't sell and don't want to lug around anymore, then they donate it to us. In part 2, we take a volunteer. We have over 300 volunteers, as I said, of all ages, and then we find a recipient for the food to go to. So that's actually a picture of a neighborhood ambassador in northern Lexington with a recipient of food. And we are currently working with over 51 recipients right now of different hunger programs. So here are some shout outs to a bunch of our sources of food. We work with Whole Foods, Good Foods, and Costco as supermarkets. We work with several different farms, farmers markets, and orchards. And then we also work with people in neighborhoods or on their own farms that have gardens and just happen to have extra produce at the end of their harvesting season and want to donate it. So here's some more pictures of our great volunteers picking up food and then donating it. And here's some pictures of recipients in the northern Lexington area as still part of the Neighborhood Ambassador program. A lot of times these people in these communities are suffering from not only food insecurity, but also from being in a food desert. because a lot of people, even when they have money to buy these fruits and vegetables and buy healthier choices, do not actually have access to them. They do not actually live close enough to a supermarket or to a store that sells them to be able to eat them on a regular basis or to buy them for their family. So here's a list of the 51 different places that we work with. Now, actually, I think we work with 52. As you can see, it is a large range of different programs. So we work with meal programs, pantry services, food banks like God's Pantry. We also work with backpack programs, kids cafes, Commodities Day at the Lexington Senior Citizen Center. And when we get really, really bruised apples, then you can see on number 51, we give them to the Primate Rescue Center. So we really have a large range of programs that we work with. So why is it that we want you to be a social media booster? Why does that help us? Well, as most of you know, social media is a great way to market something, a program, a product, an organization. It's a great way to market those things without actually paying a lot of money for marketing. So if you are a small nonprofit like we are, we do not actually have a budget to market our services or to market our program in order to get more volunteers and donations. And so social media is really a pivotal part of how we reach out to the community and how we get people to understand what we're doing. So the way that our reach is expanded is through people that follow us, liking our things, commenting on our posts, and then sharing the different posts that they like with their friends. And this can really make a huge difference in the amount of people that sees what we're doing and then hopefully clicks on the link to learn more about us. So if you look on the right-hand side, we've got a post that we did for the heirloom seed sale that we did in March. And if you look at the outlined part, about 13 people shared it, and about 15 or 16 people liked it. So, assuming that most of the people that liked it probably also shared it, there were really only 14 or 15 people that actually interacted with this post at first. But that translated to over 1,300 people seeing it. So, only 14 or 15 people really multiplied how many people actually saw the post and saw this advertisement for one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. So that's why it is really important for us. What are some things that we post about? If you ever wanted to post on our page or send us a tweet or something like that, then these are a couple things as examples just to keep in mind. We really like to post about issues that are relevant to our mission. So we post about food insecurity, about food stamps, about hunger and nutrition. We also love to post photos of volunteers and of gardens and of gleaning. And then we also love to post things that kind of remind us of what our duty is and how we can help shape things and end hunger and waste in our community. So as you can see in the first one, it says food is our common ground, and it's a post about using it wisely and not wasting it. So those are normally the things that we post about. First step of how we would like your help is we would like you to find us on the different social media platforms that we use. So we use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest, and we would like you to friend us or follow us on all of those. In addition to that, we also have a blog on our website, faithfeedslex.org, which will also be gleankentucky.org. And it is really important to also follow that because that gives a lot more information about who we are. And our main purpose of having social media is really to send everybody back to our website. So we need, as a first step, for you to friend us and follow us on all of those different platforms. Secondly, we would like you to interact with our social media at least once a week. So that means sharing posts, retweeting posts, liking posts, favoriting things, pictures, leaving comments, that kind of thing. We try to post at least once a day on all of our platforms, and so it should be really easy to find something at least once a week that piques your interest or that you think your friends would be interested in. So that basically concludes our social media booster video. Thank you so much for being interested in Glean Kentucky and being interested in supporting us. If you are interested in more information, please contact Rachel and Jennifer at faithfeedslex@gmail.com, or of course you can message us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. So thank you once again. A couple more great photos here of our volunteers in action, but we look forward to working with you, and thanks again.